Well, looky what we have here. Skadoosh. It is Joey Moss with Bad Boy Gaming, and we are cracking this open for Ground Zero in Strongsville, Ohio. It is a comic book and card shop. I feel many people in the comments, they're oblivious to this, and maybe I mentioned it too late in the video. All these cards you see in this magnificent collector case are going on the shelves at Ground Zero in Strongsville, Ohio. Okay? Everyone needs to know that. Be aware. I get all the comments.
Joey, oh my God, you're so rich. How do you do it?
I don't. Thanks to a wonderful young chap named Marcus at Ground Zero, I am able to open these and get a sample size for all of the viewers so we can see what's inside and if it's worth it to buy these, you know? Currently, I did make a video, 5 days ago, and it was discussing the price of Spider-Man collector boxes and how they are tanking. This is true, but they did start out around $450 market value, right? Some people said they got pre-order pricing at like $415, $420. I mean, that's amazing. Congratulations. There's no pull tab. There's no pull tab. If you were able to get these for, I mean, honestly, under $600, even at right now at $650, it's probably not a bad deal. I'm not gonna lie. The problem was when they jumped to $900 early, like pre-sale. That was just bonkers, man. Hey, there's a Spidey web. That's cool. And yeah, I just can't stand. I can't stand when, you know, people just crank up the volume of the price. You know, it's just absolutely silly. There we go. The death of Gwen Stacy. She dies a lot, I hear. Hey, there's Venom. Deadly Devourer. Whoa, we got the hex. Nothing on the back of that. Yeah, I'm slightly new to this. I do know quite a few of the cards in here. There's hex and behold. There's a lot to unhold here. Behold the Sinister Six. I love the comic book text art. It's really, really neat, man. What is this? Oh, it's just like, oh, okay. The signature art cards. I get it. Okay. Wow. All right. I'll do a couple like price checks on some of these cards at the end of the video, you know, just to get like an idea of what some of these cards are going for. I don't know everything. I'm not a mathematician. But the Soul Stone, I will tell you right now, there is a very scarce version of the Soul Stone. I don't believe anyone's cracked it yet. But if you do, you may be looking upwards of $10,000. It's the full art version. Yes, and Spider-Man, Peter Parker. There are endless amounts of Spidey. I will say that. The set so far looks great, man. There is Last Hunt. Bada bang. And Shock. Pretty cool. Along with Ultimate Green Goblin. Is he a flipper? No. Are any of these flippers? No. Pretty legit, though. Okay. I will do my sorting after the fact, just so everyone's aware. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm sorting after. Has anyone's thoughts and opinions changed? And I hope you held on to your pre-sale purchase. If you ordered under especially if you ordered under $600, I hope you held on to your pre-sale order and did not ask for a refund, because if you did, I would say you're pretty silly. Right now, the market is going at $670. So it has, you know, crept down a bit, but it's back on that upswing. And I expect it to be on that upswing. I expect nothing less. There we go. The Spot Living Portal. Okay. Ooh, Relentless Assault. See, that looks pretty dope. That does look pretty nice. Okay. Relentless Assault, untable creatures. Okay. This is, yeah, we know about this. Okay. Pretty legit. Nice full art on that. I think they did a bang-up job. It looks so expensive, doesn't it? Heroes Hangout. I've been saying forever. Ain't I been saying it? Ain't it Miguel? Ain't I been saying it for 10 gosh darn years? Ain't I been saying it? That Wizards needs to get the actual artist's signature. I think that'd be really cool. But something tells me no such luck, Chuck. Here we go. We are looking for the glory. We're looking to see if there's any possibility these can hold up. Because I'll tell you what, sports cards, man, I've been watching quite a few sports card box openings as of late. And the value you pull out of a sports card box is nowhere near what you're paying for that box. Recently, I watched a couple videos, and a guy opened a Topps, was it Topps Chrome? I want to say it was Topps Chrome football. Paid $900. He got I think it was $100 to $150 worth in value back. They are taking advantage of the breakers, I believe. That's my thoughts. And honestly, I'm really concerned with Wizards of the Coast and the direction they're going. I think they're trying to, piggyback ride the sports card industry and to just making mass amounts of money for shareholders. There's Mary Jane. Ooh, leyline binding. That looks sick. That'd be cool in foiling. That would be really nice. Nice leyline binding. And Eddie Brock. Woohoo, doggy. Eddie Brock. He is a rock. A Venom, a lethal protector. That's pretty legit. Not a bad one. That's another one we're going to price. I will definitely price out some of these for sure. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Do you think that sports cards and Magic the Gathering they're aligning? For a while, you could pick yourself up a collector box of Magic the Gathering cards, and break even at release. Maybe even make an extra $100. With the value. Even within a year after a set dropped, you were able to do so. Now, no. This is I think Spider-Man is the one that has started all this. Maximum Carnage. That's the name of the game from SNES, you little rascals. No one ever mentioned that. Maximum Carnage. That was cool. Who remembers playing that? That was pretty slick. That's a nice little card. I'll put that in a cool pile. But yeah, I think this is the set where, and after Final Fantasy and all the hype, I said a lot of things Rudy said. I pretty much agree, with everything he said. Yeah, it's hard not to. He knows what he's doing. He dabbles in a lot of this product. I dabble in opening a lot of the product, so we got two different experiences, him from buying pallets of stuff and me from just opening and experiencing what's going on. Winds of Change. Ooh. Wasn't that card worth a whole bunch not too long ago? Pretty sure it was. Pretty cool. But that aside, and this is something Big R-Dog has not talked about, I think the sports card world and Magic the Gathering this is the closest they've been to where you're paying a few $100s for a box, $500-$600 for a box, and you're not getting anywhere near the value, and you're just hoping to hit one of those in sports card, elite rookies that, puts up the numbers, performs well, has a breakout season. I mean, really rookie cards, they're all hype. If you go into a new rookie season in sports cards and this guy, wow, he's a high prospect on the list, this guy was drafted in the top 5, top 10. Their cards are pricey as all get out, Mystic Confluence. I do like what they did here. Cannot say it enough. It's really, really neat. But it's like that. I think that's what's happening here with Magic, but only they're turning it into, hey, there's a 1% chance you can hit the Soul Stone worth $1,000. Not only that, but you can hit the NFL Shield, which is the Soul Stone, but the crazy 0.00 freaking 2% chance that you can hit it. and it's worth 10 G's. You know, like it's starting to be like very similar to those kind of box concepts, you know. And honestly, I think they got it from sports cards. And yeah, we will see what happens. Imposter syndrome. And saw in half. That is so cool, man. Look at him just ripping them to shreds. That is dirty. Very dirty. We'll put that in the we're going to look you up pile. Any of the full art treatments, you know, the comics, I don't know what they're calling them. Comic book treatments. They should be calling them comic book treatments. Comic showcase. I don't know. Those cards, yeah, keep an eye on. Here we go. But if we do crack the big kahuna, that'll be pretty cool. There's Goblin Glider, Spider-Man, Norman Osborn. How you doing, sir? Ooh, saw in half. And there's the back, the Green Goblin. Very, very nice. Saw in half, and with great power. We are also looking for very scarce cards from my homie. What's his name? I'm not going to be... I don't want to price those ones. It's a Spider-Man 2-drop, and there's variants of that. That's something else we're looking for. So let's see what we get, man. This is an experience. But, yeah. I hope you didn't sell yours. You know. Hold on to it. If you paid under $500, you got a darn good deal, you know. Comeuppance. God, that just sounds filthy. Anti-venom, horrifying healer. Cool looking card for sure. I don't know why I thought that was a flip. Very, very cool card. Again, all this will be sorted through after the fact, but right now we're rocking and rolling, man. Here we are. Yeah, again, growing up, not a huge fan of Spider-Man. I knew of it. I maybe read a couple comic books back in the day growing up, you know, at best. And I knew it was a big popular thing. I played the game, you know, Maximum Carnage, right? Rest in peace, that's nice. See, like this box, I cannot justify this box being worth anywhere near $600. I just don't see it. I simply don't see it. In my honest opinion, these should have been. It ain't like the good old days, guys. Once you got like franchising or specific what's the word? Themes, you know, or I'm looking for a bigger umbrella term. Licensing. Basically, it all comes down to licensing. You know, who has the rights to it, and how many people are into it. Ooh, Gwen Stacy. Ooh, this whole pack was just lit. There's Opposition Agent and Gwen Stacy again in foil. That was a lot of full art. Get a load of that. That was a lot of full art. Okay, really neat on that one. Very, very impressive. But yeah, once you get down to the licensing and all that, you know, that costs a little extra, and I understand that, you know, it's not going to be your average $220 collector box, which we saw, you know, a couple of years back. It's going to come down to really what people are willing to pay for it, you know, and print runs and all that stuff. But when it comes to collector boxes, print runs are pretty slim. There's Eddie Brock, my dude, what's good? And there's Venom, Lethal Protector on the backside. Agent Venom again. But yeah, Maximum Carnage. That is insane. Maximum Carnage. Yeah, played that game. So that was like my experience with Spider-Man in a nutshell. All right, it's time to pull the Soul Stone. And we're going to pull a really rare version of it. You know why? Because that's what we do around here, baby. I got to stop separating those. I should just keep them all together. Gwennon. Shadow of the Goblins, Spider. Ooh, nice pack right here. There's Leyline Binding. I am curious what that's going for. Again, I'll fill you guys in at the end. With great power yet again. Okay. Yeah, those comic book art style cards. That's what people are really after. You know? That's what people are really after. That's like the rookie cards in sports, you know? Although stats may not, you know, align. It is what it is. Craven. Oh, Winds of Change again. An Origin of Spider-Man. That one's not so like bold with the foiling, but that looks pretty cool. Good old Saga. All right, well, we'll put that in a let's check you out pile. I don't think we've cracked one of those Spider-Man, the 2-drop yet. That could possibly fetch you to a pretty penny. Look at that. Look at that. Look at those sparkles. Look at all them sparkles. All right, still keeping it going. This is a very expensive opening. So if you guys are enjoying it, by all means, hit the like button. Yeah, I'll make a follow-up video after this. And I got a few other wonderful things from Spider-Man to crack open. Spider-Verse. There you go. I just think they flooded it with way too much Spider-Man stuff, man. We'll price that Spider-Verse for fun. Too many of the same Spider-Man, and also on the packaging. Why is it Spider-Woman on the packaging? That blows my mind. That's called Spider-Man. It's not called Spider-Woman. Like, I've said this before. There's nothing wrong with saying that. I mean, this is the truth. Like, people really need to get out of their heads, you know, with, you know, like, this is equal and that's equal. If you're into Spider-Man, odds are you're not a girl. And I'm sure there are girls who are into Spider-Man. But for the most part, men are into Spider-Man. And also, Spider-Man is a man. I don't know how else to break this down for people. Venom King in black. Nothing on the back. Spider-Man. Is that who? No, that's Superior.
There's too many Spider-Man.
I mean, it's just true. Like Asmongold. I watched a video on Asmongold recently, and he made some really good points. You know, like, this is not supposed to be catering to the female demographic. This is catering towards men. It wasn't about Spider-Man, but it's similar. You know, you can make the same kind of argument. You know, this is catering towards the guys, right? You know, I don't see there may be, you know, some out there, and that's awesome. For the women involved, you know, who are into this. But for the...
Spicy meatball.
That's a good one. Hot dogs. Price check, aisle pants. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, we just hit a rock star. That is dirty. Let's get a load of that. What's the number on that boy? 0239. Holy shit! Okay. That is the cream of the crop when it comes to Spectacular Spider-Man. 0239. This is, what did it say? The raised foil? The thumbprint foil. Oh my God. That's what you want. This textured. This is the textured foil Spider-Man, the most expensive at the time of this recording. Right now, $1,250 is market value. That's $1,250. Oh my God! You can get your hands on this at Ground Zero in Strongsville, Ohio. Check them out. Holy smokes! It does not get better than that. Back to what I was saying. The price on this box is a bit overpriced. No, because you could pull cards like that, yeah, like that's like we hit basically one of those really good rookie card autographs, you know? That's kind of how it goes. But I watched a lot of box openings, and these guys were not opening anything of that nature, you know? This is a dreamy box. This is a dreamy box. There's Radioactive Spider. This is seriously a pretty good box. I mean, it's a good box because we hit one of the most expensive cards you can possibly get out of this entire set. Oh, my goodness. Good old Spidey boy. Wow. Yeah. I might call it a wraps after that, and then we're going to see what else we get from the rest of this box. Oh, that doesn't even go there. Stupid boy. All right, there's Scarlet Spider, Johanna. Whew, there's Sensational Spider-Man. Very, very nice. Like, that looks sick. Traumatized, bada bing. We pants. You know what I'm saying? That's what are we doing? What are we doing anymore? What are we even doing? What are we doing anymore? Oh my God. We're gonna call it kaput right there. That's insane. Hit the thumbs up. If you, oh, no, wait, we got 3 more packs. Let's at least finish out the freaking box. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice that we weren't complete on the box. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. I got so flabbergasted, that things happen. That's crazy. Watch Wizards, they sent this box like, dude, this guy Joey, man, he's been talking some crap. Let's send him something where he got to shut the hell up. He has no choice but to promote this set now. That doesn't happen, guys. That's not how it works. Man, we got a lot of, it seems like a lot of good value out of this. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. 2 more packs to go. We pulled the spectacular of the spectacular Spider-Man. There's no denying this. I think that price may drop down. I'm just going to say, I'm going to throw it out there. I could be way wrong about this. If that's one of the most scarce ones, one of 2 things are going to happen. It's going to go up or it's going to go down. I know. Brilliance. I just throw it out there. Saw and a half. And there's a spot living portal. Okay. With treasure and spider. But I'm going to guess that's going to be an $800 card in like 2-3 months. Watch it ends up being like a $2,000 card. I mean, if that's one of the more scarce, then it very well could be. That's pretty nuts, though. Jackal, Maximum Carnage, Spinner Boy, Leyline Binding, and Electro Assaulting Battery. What an opening. That's a cool way to start things out. We're going to stop right there. Holla at ya, boy. That is the texture. I mean, I'm not mistaken. I believe I'm not mistaken. 0239, a bada bring. And I can make out some texturedness. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, you see all that? That's crazy. Thanks for watching.